And I just didn't like what I saw in the mirror. Yo, what's going on, family? Coach Sky here, and we are talking 5 weight loss mistakes today. And honestly, I don't really hear these talked about too often because these 5 mistakes, yes, not only have I made every single one of these mistakes, but these literally messed me up and kept me in a position where I wasn't too happy with what I saw in the mirror. I've been a personal trainer and an online coach for the past 8 years, and not only have I seen myself make these mistakes or experiencing these mistakes myself, I have seen it in my clients coming into the program to work with me, especially when they're just getting started. And the thing is, guys, is I've been in a place where I don't like what I'm seeing in the mirror. I've been in a place where I feel tired, demotivated, stressed, and I just quite frankly just don't even want to lift up my shirt to wipe the sweat off my brow. So coming from that and being able to consistently maintain a decently lean physique, I got your back here. Mistake number 1 is being too damn strict. Not only just strictly counting your macros and following everything to the T, but also when it comes to following like a meal plan on point, some people really just follow this like whole prep diet lifestyle. Like, yo, if you are a coach and you are bodybuilding, IFBB pro, and you're trying to give a lifestyle client a contest prep diet, you got some work to do. And I've literally been on both ends of the spectrum, like counting everything to the T, not going to a restaurant without my food scale. And yo, like I understand that there is a time to dial in and there's a time to pull back, but yo, I was just trying to lose a couple pounds. Like I don't, you know? But then before I was counting macros, Monday, pork and rice. This was back when I used to eat meat, by the way. Tuesday, chicken and rice. Wednesday, steak and rice. And then so on and so forth for I mean, sure, like prepping your meals, good, fine and dandy, set yourself up for success, but you have to enjoy the process, or you have to at least find a way to bring the foods that you love, make a healthy alternative so you can keep the calories low and really make sure that not only that this diet is something sustainable, but you actually enjoy the process. Even for my clients, like the thing is we have 3 tiers. Tier 1 is what I strive for every single day, I have a goal of hitting my calories and macros on point within 5 to 10 grams. My protein goal, my carb goal, and my fat goal. This is what we call tier 1. This is, if we could put a grade on it, this would be like your A++, like you're 110 on the freaking math test. Tier 2 would be like, if you can't do that, say you have a surprise lunch meeting with your coworkers, is just hitting your protein goal and your calories. So when you go out, prioritize a little bit of protein, and wherever your carbs and fats lie is where they lie. Protein goal, calorie goal, and yo, this one is probably like an A-. Like you're still gonna pass with flying colors. You're still gonna get that 4.0 GPA. It's just not as good as hitting your macros on point. Now finally is tier 3. Now yo, say that does happen, and then at the end of the night, your Aunt Jemima comes into town and it's like, yo, I don't care that you're on a diet, I don't care that you're tracking my, let's go freaking eat. Then guys, if you can't do tier 1 and you can't do tier 2, then drop to tier 3 and stay within your calories, give or take 200 to 300 calories. If you're trying to be in a calorie deficit, it's going to be okay to be a little inaccurate. The important thing is adhering to the consistency long-term and finding a diet that is flexible enough for your schedule. Weight loss mistake number 2 is using or viewing my workouts as a way to burn calories. Guys, I wanna make this super duper clear. Workouts are to build muscle, not to burn calories. I'm gonna say that again, workouts are to build muscle, not to burn calories. Cardio, yeah, to burn calories, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about working out. Like I was working out, low reps, high weights, less rest time, trying to sweat as much as I can because I didn't understand that intensity doesn't equal to how much you sweat. Intensity equals to how much is being moved on the bar, how close to muscular failure that you're training. And once you realize that you're not working out to burn calories, you're working out to build muscle, you're gonna understand that the more muscle that you have on your frame, the more food you can get away with eating, because the higher up your metabolism is gonna be, just because the simple fact that muscle is more calorically expensive for our bodies to keep on our frame. Your body wants to store body fat, guys. Your body would much rather pull a resource that has 9 calories per gram versus something that has 4, because you'll be able to utilize that energy more frequently. Consuming something with 9 calories will sustain it longer than something that just has 4. So in the short term, cardio, yes, can burn calories, but your workouts, your strength training, your hypertrophic sessions should be focused on performance, improving, progressive overload, so you can reap the benefits of having more muscle on your frame for the long haul. Mistake number 3 that I made is intermittent fasting. Now, hey, don't freaking come at me, because I love intermittent fasting and I use it as a tool as of today. But it was my mindset coupled with intermittent fasting. Yo, I was not eating that much food back in the day, and this cycle would cause me to like binge. And honestly, intermittent fasting was contributing to this binge purge cycle, because one of the ways I would stay in a calorie deficit, or I would make sure I would get into a deficit fast, is to batch my calories for the end of the day, i.e. intermittent fasting, 16/8. Sometimes I would even get crazy and push it to a 24. I even did like a alternate day fasting at one point. And again, this wasn't to take advantage of any fasting benefits. This was strictly a form of caloric restriction to make sure I can see the weights on the scale move. Now, what I use intermittent fasting for is for vacations, is for unplanned dinners with the family, or last minute trips to certain places, or when a friend comes into town last minute and I'll batch calories for a little bit later, just so I can make sure I have the necessary calories to have a little bit of play. At least when I'm dieting. When I'm not, of course, I have more calories to play with. We're all good, fine and dandy there. But hey, if intermittent fasting is something that works for you and you have a pretty good healthy relationship with it, do that damn thing, man. But side note, calories equated and protein equated, it's not any better than eating 3, 4, 5 times a day. And this is especially true when it comes to synthesizing protein for building muscle. Mistake number 4 is not making peace with being like that guy. Like, I was already a personal trainer at the time, and I was already getting pretty obsessive, as you can see with the other 4 mistakes. I was raised in a Hispanic family, tortillas and enchiladas and taquitos, you know what I mean? And this was like before I was a vegetarian. Being a vegetarian, I'm glad I was in a healthy mindset to make that switch, or to implement that, to be okay with this. But yo, I wanted to make sure that people knew that I could put away some food and still be healthy. So going into these family gatherings, you hear, oh, he can't eat that because he's healthy. Oh, he can't have Diet Coke or Coke because he's healthy. Or he can't do this, or you shouldn't be eating that. I thought you were healthy. And I wanted to make it a point, like, yo, I can eat whatever the heck I want. So I would definitely go above and beyond. Plus the stress of the other mistakes would add on to this like binge fest. Guys, that really simply is not a healthy relationship with food. But hey, I mean, like, hey, different families are different, but hey, having that conversation with the people who are gonna be the most affected by your change in habit definitely may need to be spoken to show that you're actually committed to this process. And hey, this talk might actually snap something in your head and be like, yo, I just had this talk. Like, I mean, it might put some unnecessary pressure, hey, but that's beyond the scope of this video. Again, these are just based off of mine and my clients' experiences. But guys, if you don't want to be that guy, you need to understand that your goals should come first. Their goals, they don't really matter to you. Your goals don't even really matter to them. So you need to make sure you have a strong enough reason why, and that you're doing this for you, because it's ultimately gonna make you better, not them. Yo, if you're getting some freaking value here, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want more raw content like this. And hey, I post every single day, whether it's a short and for sure once a week, a longer form video, to make sure I'm dropping some nuggets. So if you want more content like that, hit subscribe. And as for the comment, yes, it does help the algorithm, but I'm more curious to know, like, what, or should I say, which one of these really hit home for you? Like, which one of these weight loss mistakes have you made? Because, you know, I want to know about it. And if I can help you out, then I will. Last but definitely not least, and honestly, this was probably the biggest thing that layered on top of the other mistakes, and that's the simple fact that I was overcompensating for any mistake that I was having. So if I went over on calories, I'm putting extra steps on the next day. If I chose the wrong food, I was trying to overcompensate with extra cardio the next day. Or even back to the intermittent fasting mistake, is I would use intermittent fasting to come back from a binge eating episode, and sometimes kind of take it to a little bit of extreme. Guys, this weight loss thing, if you're someone who is struggling and always finding yourself on and off, you gotta understand that the slower you go, the more room for error that you have. So let's take a slower approach, let's enjoy the process, and let's actually like learn from the mistakes that I've made so you can really finally get to that next level. But also, I used to put dates, like deadlines on goals. I would schedule like a photo, I wouldn't schedule a photo shoot at this time. I wasn't happy with where I was at, but I would, okay, these 2 weeks, I should lose this much. Okay, I should lose this. Like, no, just get started. I guarantee I made the most amount of my progress, or the fastest progress, when I really didn't think about it too much. And there's a zone where you get into where you're just kind of implementing. So guys, if you need help with this, if you need a coach, the link to apply for coaching is gonna be the first link in the description. Like, comment which one of these mistakes resonated with you the most, and subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, peace, love, and gains, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Which one of the it just, I can't believe I did that.